timely schedule is a factual way of ensuring a healthy working relationship with your employer, whereas the rest of my advice comes from nothing other than some basic understanding of how things work. I will dispense this advice now.
Don't leave your job without wrapping up your work. You may have done a lot, you may have walked around listlessly, but at the day's completion, make sure you have tied up the loose ends. Keep on top of your job tracking. Log your work where it needs and avoid unnecessary lists. They complicate your life and the lives of those who deal with them. Look for something yourself before you ask someone where something is. Try a little and make a little effort. On that note, make more than a little effort. Work is work, not a place where you go to every morning to just get by until the end of the day. You should be trying every day to make that day the best you had. Understand there is such a thing as a toxic work environment, both negative and positive. A toxic negative work environment is where you're beat down and held to a belief where you should stay there. A toxic positive environment is where you're forced to feel that you're not allowed to have negative feelings, or that your problems should be ignored because everything is just fine. Read the 1 Minute Manager. Get all those monkeys off your back that don't belong there. Read it and use it. It'll be the best book you ever read. Don't be afraid to send things back to the prior work center. If it is messed up, it should be corrected. The aim of any producing company should be to hold their product to the highest standards. You should pride yourself on a keen eye and have confidence to be able to say, "This is wrong." Safety is a dead horse. It gets beaten all the time, and rightly so. That horse needs a beating. Don't ever stop beating that horse, because the second you stop, someone will ingest a nickel, and everyone suffers a beating instead of that dead, lifeless horse. Be kind to your coworkers. You never know what they're going through. They may have a reputation and have a gruff presentation, but at the end of their rope inside, you can give them shit, but make sure that they know that you have their back, and don't hesitate to lend an ear. Communicate with the people involved with the job. That means letting them know when you are going to be outside the bounds of the preordained system of steps. That means mentioning the shipping date of the job for the product you're requesting assistance with. Prioritize. If a job doesn't ship for 2 weeks and another ships today, do the latter. Follow the latter. The chain of command is a higher priority. If your boss says to the former, do that one instead. Do not listen to those outside your chain. If someone outside your chain says to do something, validate this request with a higher authority. Don't get high. Drugs are bad. Okay? There is banter, then there is harassment. The way you let others treat you is teaching them how to treat you. Don't put up with harassment. It's your right to a safe workplace. Wear the right PPE. Wear it appropriately. It's about safety. I think we can all agree that nail to the eye is not fun. Remember that all I've said is nothing more than common sense we should all have. If you learn something, I would be shocked, but it has to be said because we all need to hear it sometimes.